Alright, this is a review of the Flounder Heights Tricolour. This is unscripted, and this was just very haphazardly thrown together. I already recorded this, but the audio was really bad, and I couldn't record it at the time because I didn't have the time, so we're doing it now. You look at this map and you think, wow, why would they ever put Flounder Heights in Tricolour? One of the team's stats in the middle, and the middle is raised up, and it's at an advantageous point, right? So why would they ever do that? It's really dumb. It's inherently a flawed thing to do. And yet, when I played this, it felt really good. It was one of my favourite Tricolour maps, which is insane, because of that disadvantage. That natural disadvantage you get as an attacker makes for an inherently flawed design, and yet it worked. Part of what makes it work is the fact that we now have the second route out of spawn that leads down to the right side as an attacker, and you also have that usual route that you take in Flounder. So you have two routes into spawn. That's the first really big improvement. The second one isn't really an improvement, but it really helps, is that wall on the side. That wall on the side which replaces that kind of like thin tunnel that leads up to the wall in the normal version. They block it off and they turn it into this big block, which is just a big wall that kind of separates the mid from the attacker spawn. And it really works for me. I find that as an attacker I feel protected by that wall, and as a defender I feel inclined to push past it, which is not something that you get a lot in Splatoon 3. So to have that felt refreshing, since the game doesn't typically do that. Another thing that I think really helped the attackers here is, weirdly enough, that vertical disadvantage. Because while it is a disadvantage when you're on normal Flounder, where you're always coming at the mid from the same angle, because the other direction just doesn't work as well, since you now have that second route, it makes your movements less predictable. And because you're at such a high position, and because there are so many things blocking your view as a defender, it can be hard to predict where they're actually going to be coming from. And I actually found myself missing where they were coming from quite a lot. So that was really nice. So that positional advantage only really applies for battle. It doesn't particularly help you when you have to be keeping your eye out for where the enemies are, because so much of the sort of hilliness of Flounder Heights kind of blocks the view and makes it hard to see when that is coming in. So yeah, even though the map is inherently flawed and that vertical advantage is inherently bad, I think it was a good map. That's my hot take on this Splatfest. I think this Tricolour iteration was a really good map. I think it really shocked me how good it was, because I initially saw the preview that data miners had posted and thought, oh my god, this is going to be terrible, none of the walls are inkable. And then I actually played it, and all of the walls that should have been inkable were inkable. Like, I didn't find myself needing the inkable walls, the uninkable walls. I didn't find myself needing the uninkable walls at all. So yeah, it really shocked me how nice this map felt. I would give it a 8 out of 10.